Hello and welcome to all of my Geminis. Welcome to the Gemini reading. Happy November. Oh man, I haven't talked to you guys in a while. I hope you have been good. I have been pretty good so far um, for the November month, but there's always room to grow. It's the middle of the month. Well, as always, make sure that you're watching for your sun, your moon, and your rising signs. Don't just watch for one sign, just because you want to get that full astrological dashboard of what's going to be going down in your month. Make sure also to like and subscribe to my channel so that you can see the upcoming videos. Make sure especially to turn on those notifications if you want to see right when I post the video for your sign. And as well, I do want to let you know about something new that is going on. So I do have now on my page, on my website, a My Services tab. So you can definitely go there and book a reading with me if you would like. So that is now available on the My Services tab on my site. Make sure that you follow the directions to book that special time with me, and we can set up a meeting for you based on my offerings. But yeah, let's get right into it. I'm just shuffling some cards for you with my Druid Tarot deck. Just to let you know, I did get a brand new deck. It's the Modern Witch Tarot deck as well. So I'm going to have that available for clarifiers. But right now, I'm just pulling your spread with my Druid Tarot deck. And yeah, I want you guys to tell me how has your month been so far? How have you been doing? Ooh, let me take that. Ooh, okay. So this is a love reading, y'all. What's going on with my Geminis for this month? Well, it is going to turn into your opposite month season by the end of November, so coming up. And you are Gemini, so if you have Gemini rising, especially your seventh house in Sag is going to be lit up when we go into Sag season soon. So that may be why it resonated in this reading, but let's get into it. So to start off, I see here that we start off with the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords is a lot, very much, especially on YouTube, attributed to like heartbreaks and sadness and all of this stuff. But it could also just talk about the choice between two other things as well that is really burdening down on your psyche. So that could be two important works, that could be two important people in general. Doesn't have to be romantically linked. If your best friend and your family maybe doesn't get along, maybe that's what that talks about. But it's definitely a choice between or a situation where there's not an easy answer. It feels like any road that you take could be a little bit damning, if that makes sense. And it's followed up by the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups to me is someone, usually I interpret it as someone going inward, going on an inner journey, leaving the emotional waters to be still, and then just going within to see, where the water may come from, the source of the well. But it can also be looked at as someone who is maybe turning away from the things in their vicinity that they no longer want to see or want to participate with. Um, so it could essentially be you even running away if you think about it. And if we think about this moon in the background, especially with the moon card being a lot about your subconscious, your fears, things like that that you have to delve into, maybe this is talking about running away from a very, distressing situation in general because you just don't want to make a choice, because it seems like you don't have to make a choice right at that moment, because any choice that you make right then may not be the most beneficial to you, as you can see. So very interesting that which we're starting out with at the start of the month. And then I see here the Eight of Swords, sorry, is in reverse. So it's not necessarily that you feel like you're stuck um in this kind of decision. It just feels like it may just not be something you want to do in general. The Eight of Swords reversed is usually a card of strife, thinking that you're trapped in some sort of situation. But then, as you see here, she clearly has room to, go around these swords as she would like to. But in the reverse position, it talks more about you. knowing that you have a choice, but just not wanting to pick the option, like we've been talking about a little bit. So it's very interesting. We also have the Four of Swords in reverse, and the Four of Swords in is actually upright, a card to me of thinking about, really trying to make the right decision. But with the Four of Swords in reverse, it's like you're not trying to make any decision whatsoever. You think that the ultimate way out is to just let this play out by itself without you having to interfere in any way, shape, or form. And that is, to me, is reflected again in the Five of Swords, right? For this guy, the battle is done. For this guy, you know, victory is still on the horizon. There's still other things to do. And that's what it feels like it is for you. Maybe one side doesn't agree with the other side and you're in the middle, like, does it even matter? You know? Well, I think the advice here is coming up at the end of the spread, which would be for the high priestess, to listen to your higher self. If we look even deeper, even at this, because we have the moon here, the moon is not all the way full, but as you can see, she can still draw her energy from it, right? And the moon talking about the subconscious, the high priestess understands that the subconscious is a part of the conscious realm, right? We sometimes become our habits and our situations and things like that, and all you really need to do is take that step back and really think about the moments that you're in to gain the appreciation of the moment and be able to take the right action from there. I feel like the high priestess is just reminding you that you can always look deeper within yourself to what the actual solution is for you. You don't have to guess. You don't have to not make a decision out of fear. You can just really delve deeper into what you truly want and then make that calm and rational next step or decision from there, from that base, from that core view. And it's just so interesting that this ends in the lovers, right? Because the lovers can make it seem like it's a very, romantic kind of spread, and we can read this romantically, right? But this could also just be a union of sorts, right? A union with you and your higher self, as described in the High Priestess, a union between you and the moment, the situation that you have, really acting in unity with your core being there, so that you kind of reinforce who you truly are to these people who seem very important to you, if they are people. Yeah, it's just talking about a union. Maybe the decision that you make is the decision that causes the union, you know? If we were to read this romantically, however, I would see some sort of third party situation that caused you to run away from it and caused you to feel like you were making a decision when you weren't making a decision at all. Okay, let's just quickly read this as a romantic spread just to get it out there. So, this would be the third party. This would be running away from the third party because you don't want to make a decision. This would be the not making the decision when in the reverse. This would be thinking that you made a decision because the Four of Swords is reverse. This would be the this would be the two people on opposite ends of the spectrum, not really communicating as with fives. So unstable energy kind of thing, like deciding one person deciding the battle is done, the other person deciding nothing is over yet, right? That sometimes happens in those types of situation. Then we've got the high priestess letting you know that, it doesn't have to actually be this way. You can always talk, you can always go back to the core of who you were when you first met, or who you were when you first met them. There's nothing that has disappeared just because you were in this union, and now that you are not together, there's nothing that has reappeared. You've been there the entire time, kind of thing. And then lastly, the lovers would just be a reforming of this union, whether it is a friendship, whether it is a partnership of some sorts. Usually the Two of Cups speaks of partnership, but the lovers speak of like union in a deeper sense, kind of thing. The signing of contracts, the the this being on the same page, like having the same kind of core, like that's kind of what the lovers is more about. So yeah, Bless me. Thinking about it in that way, all of my Geminis, it's easy to call this a love spread, but we can also take this and dissect it and put it into the larger being. And it could just be that whatever these two things that you're contending with, that maybe feeling like it's unable to be solved, maybe it's just a matter of union, of getting on the same page, of getting to the results that are good for all parties, if possible. And now let's go into some clarifiers because clarifiers usually clarify most things. And let's clarify, especially this Three of Swords energy. Now I want to know, is this romantically inclined? Is that what this is? I feel like for some of you it's romantic, and for others of you it's just about a union of some sorts. Doesn't have to necessarily be romantic. Could even be platonic. There are many platonic friendship breakups, unfortunately, that happen. We've got the World card, so a natural ending for the Three of Cups. What else can we learn sorry, not the Three of Cups, the Three of Swords. What else can we learn from the Three of Swords? Clarify. Can I too? The Devil. So an obsessive kind of thing. Okay. Ooh. And what is my last card here that flew out? My last card here is the Moon in reverse. So it's definitely something in the real world. It's definitely something tangible. So this was a natural ending to some sort of obsessive cycle that you had in your real world. That's what the Three of Swords is. It's about ending something that could have been toxic, that could have been just in general bad for you, and that you kind of knew about it. It wasn't unconscious, it wasn't lying dormant. It was like you kind of allowed this into your space. Is that why you ran from it? That's my next natural question with the Eight of Cups. Um, can we clarify the Eight of Cups? This is so amazing to me. Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So some sort of choices, of course, that you had to make. Can I have some more clarifiers for the Eight of Cups, please? No cards are coming out. Can I have some Oop, too many cards have come out now. Okay, I'll take this one. Okay. So it seems like this decision to turn away was more financial based. I'm getting a lot of pentacles here. So it's this, get into the money kind of energy. Have you guys been really grinding as of late? Making money? Oh, this is definitely money related. Another pentacle came out. Okay, so the reason why you may have left this, whatever this natural ending that may have been a little bit obsessive, but definitely you knew about it kind of thing, this may have been money related. Because I got not only the Seven of Pentacles, but the Nine of Pentacles and then the Four of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles talks about choice. The Nine of Pentacles talks about, having everything within yourself kind of thing, like being all around materially sound on your own as your own person, independently of others, almost having that full, you know, material and physical abundance like in the Ten of Pentacles, but not quite there, like the step before it. And then we've got the Four of Pentacles. So, wanting to keep things not hidden, but like, keep things in a safe, where they'll be nice and stable, not spending too much, not being overly generous or generous at all. Like in the Six of Pentacles, kind of more just keeping to themselves and making sure that they're safe and sound. So, that coupled with this Eight of Cups energy leads me to believe that you were kind of running away from this situation overall. You thought that you had everything inside within your own person, that you had lots of choices financially, that you were independent and financially sound on your own, and that you could keep yourself moving like you always do kind of energy. And that's why you decided to turn away from this. And you know what? I think it was ultimately the right thing. And I'm getting with the King of Cups that emotionally it probably was. It just flew out when as I said that. So, King of Cups. Emotionally, this was probably very freeing for you if you did it. If you were able to go through with it, I think it was very emotionally freeing of you to remove yourself from this situation. And I'm very proud of you for it because it seems like such a good thing. Um, what else do I want to clarify? Can I clarify this High Priestess energy? What is the High Priestess energy for? And then we'll clarify the Lovers because I just find that hilarious. What is this High Priestess energy? I got a lot of cards at once, so we're going to reshuffle. What is this High Priestess energy? What is this High Priestess energy? Ooh, that one flew out. The Hermit in reverse. Okay. The Two of Cups. Okay. So it was about some sort of partnership. And the Four of Wands. Yeah, so the High Priestess energy is just remembering that, like you are not. Okay, so for the Hermit reversed, the Two of Cups, and the Four of Wands, this is just solidifying that, you made the right choice. Even if it wasn't necessarily the choice that would make you the most popular with other people or, the most traditional form of what could happen, this strengthened your partnership even with yourself, if that makes sense, or with the other party involved. Like if you turned away from like the part that was being like obsessive and dark and like you kind of knew about it, but you've just been kind of stuck in a rut or something, and you've moved away towards this place of like, you know, personal independence and looking out for yourself kind of energy, it just makes me believe that this was the right route to choose because overall, it's creating a stability and a stronger bond with either yourself or the other people involved in this. If you chose like between two parties and you chose the one who wasn't dark and sketchy, I think this is saying that you're gonna reap honestly good rewards from it because we end with the Lovers, and I'm so curious, what is the Lovers about? Can you guys give me some cards to clarify the Lovers? Can you give me cards? Ooh, okay. Can you give me cards to clarify the Lovers? Okay. Can you give me cards to clarify the Lovers? Whew. So I got the Page of Swords reversed, the Five of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. So I'm seeing this as a decision of the heart that you thought might lead to a place of lack because, and let me see if I get this right, the person who is all dark and sketch and weird, the person that you naturally needed to end with, if this is a love reading, if you cut them off, but the other person that you also had available maybe wasn't at the time the best option monetarily, but you moved away from the other person because you realized that you could take care of yourself and it didn't really matter, that is ultimately leading for you that necessary cutting that leads to your ultimate abundance, if that makes sense. And I'm not talking about monetary abundance, I'm talking about creative and logical abundance. Like this kind of energy, especially if you're the air sign and they're the fire sign, if you left this person for a fire sign, like this is amazing kind of energy. This is creative mojo to the max. On the Lovers, I feel like you cut out the necessary part to like move forward. Even if it's just with yourself, even if you're just moving into that, like maybe you thought there was going to be a lack, but there is no lack, honey. There is no lack here. You're moving into, an ultimate territory that you thought you would never even be in. And just because I want to pull you like 3 additional cards, this is the result of taking this new path. Wow, one flew out and I didn't even when I am telling ow. There we go. Got caught. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Anyways, when I'm telling you I didn't even shuffle for 2 seconds before the Empress came out, you guys are going to such abundance. Like literally abundance because you did this. Can I have another clarifier for the result? Like, that was just too perfect, right? No, come on. Can I have another clarifier for the result? Oop, another clarifier. What is the result of taking this path, this better path? What is the result for? Oop, oh my god, so many cards. So many cards. Stop it. Can I just get two? Can I get two? Oh my god. Okay, I'm picking up these two cards. And that is it because I'm tired of cards flying at me. The two cards are the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So yeah, logically, honestly, I feel like this was the best decision. Even if you felt like you're making the decision with your heart over your head, I feel like it's a good decision to go away from whatever that obsessive, weird thing that needed to go. Like, you're going to be so much better off. Look at these cards. Look how abundant. The Knight of Swords talks about, communication coming through. The Queen of Wands is in her ultimate creative and, passionate. And the Empress is just about abundance. So you're definitely, I feel like, headed down a better path. Regardless of starting out with the Three of Swords kind of energy, you're shifting towards the lover's energy, the passionate, the awakened, the beautiful, you know, the ultimate kind of craving, satisfaction, joy that you can. That's where you're heading towards. So I feel like you guys are having an amazing November, and I hope to see you in my next readings. Make sure that you watch for your sun, moon, and rising if this didn't resonate for you for this specific sign. Of course, there's a full astrological dashboard. Make sure that you go and you watch for both the sun, moon, and rising. As well, make sure that you check out my site. The My Services tab is now available. You can definitely book a reading with me one-on-one, and we can go through things definitely from there, depending on my offerings. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will catch you in the next video. Bye.